Yep, are you at home?
Test, test. Test, test.
in for the point. Back to better through the block and down. Field goal. Back to Bass. Noah to fire deep and intercepted. Stretchy diving. He's in.
Ulster Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a good Thursday night. Joe Morgan coming to you live from Hillsboro High School. It's another edition of High School Wrestling as the Hillsboro Central Valley Burros play host to the Grand Forks Central Knight in a non-class, non-regional duel between these two teams as we wind down getting towards the bottom part of our season. Let's take a look at how things have gone for the Burros the last few weeks. Well, they've had some dual competition. First wrestling against Mayport and Larimore, a win against both of those opponents. That was back on January 11th, so about 9 days ago. And then they wrestled against Crookston, picked up a win here at the Hillsboro Event Center, 54-27, they suffered a loss. So they've won 2 out of their last 3 duels. They'll wrestle here against Grand Forks Central. They'll wrestle next week, next Tuesday against Central Cass, a match we'll have for you on yourliveevent.com. Then it's on to the East-West Classic, and then that'll wrap up the regular season. This Burros team and most teams in the state right now, not a whole lot of, are taking advantage of what is not a whole lot of opportunities to come up before we get into what will first be the regional dual competition, and then the following week will be the regional individual competition. So just a handful of opportunities for wrestlers to get their final tune-ups in before they go on to wrestle in the 2022 state tournament, which will be held at the Fargo Dome in the middle of February. Usually when you kick off, things kick off with state wrestling in terms of postseason, then we're going to get right into basketball, and it'll be the end of the winter sports season before you know it. But these wrestlers trying to get some more mat time before getting into that postseason competition. Let's step aside in our pregame. It's Military Appreciation Night out here tonight at Hillsboro High School, so we'll step aside. We'll come back with that coming up as well. More on yourliveevent.com.
Winter is a planning season for farmers, a time when your mind is on your fields. But the shorter days doesn't mean there's less work to be done. At Sis van der Hoff, we know that lower temps won't cool your passion for production. We're continually striving to develop sugar beet varieties that thrive despite the pressures from disease and the challenges of nature. Because sharing the pride of success starts with sharing the passion to achieve it. Sis van der Hoff, a passion that grows.
And we're just about set to go between Grand Forks Central and Hillsboro Central Valley. Let's turn over the PA announcer for more.
Right now, the coaches of the team would like to take time to show some appreciation to the parents for their dedication and commitment to the sport of wrestling and helping their athletes become great wrestlers and reach the goals that they're putting forward. We're going to go through each one of the wrestlers and recognize them and their parents. First off will be Max Bachmus. He's the son of Jennifer and Joe Bachmus. Next is Miles McNamara. He's the son of Ashley Frederick. Kate Mueller, son of Chris and Katie Mueller. Ethan Drake, son of Carrie Mooney. Megan Jackson, daughter of Leanne and Jeff Jackson. William Schnault, son of Carrie and Larry Schnault. Maya Schnault, daughter of Carrie and Larry Schnault. Jack Matson, son of Brian and Mary and Brian Matson. Justin Terrell, son of Christina and Jeff Terrell. Ryland Sunny, son of Jennifer and Miles Sunny. Carson Kazette, son of Mia and Tim Kazette. Sawyer Owens, son of Ann and Rob Owens. Evelyn Wilson, daughter of Christina and Mike Wilson. Xander Novenmuller, son of Rachel and Jesse Novenmuller. Cameron Rojas, daughter of Cody Packnow. Crystal Magnuson, daughter of Janet and Jerry Magnuson. Ben Thompson, son of Jen Thompson and Robert Bachmeyer. Casey Kilson, son of Ann and Trevor Kilson. He's not being off record. Adam Smith, son of Jolene and Michael Smith. Carter Anderson, son of Jen and Marty Anderson. Christian Brist, son of Nicole Terrell. Allie Kritzberger, daughter of Angie and Pete Kritzberger. And then our seniors, a very special group that's taken a lot of time out of their high school career to dedicate to our wrestling program. Again, we'll thank them and their parents. Tomlin Trudell, daughter of Speedy and Skip Trudell. Barrett Willison, son of Christina and Mike Willison. John Garai, son of Sheila and Paul Garai. Thank you. Tonight is our first annual Military Appreciation Night. It's an excellent time to remember that freedom is not guaranteed. Personnel in our armed forces, armed services protects it. We want to thank all of our military personnel for the risks they take and the sacrifices they make. We may not know them all, but we owe them all. Any past or present military personnel, please stand and be recognized. Thank you all for your service. We would like to send a special thank you to Sanford Health. They were funding, integral in funding the new singlets that we're using tonight for the Military Appreciation Night. Please give them a big round of applause.
Taking some time here before this match, Military Appreciation Night, out here for this matchup between the Hillsboro Central Valley Boroughs and the Grand Forks Central Knights, as well as honoring the parents of these wrestlers and these parents, as well as this is our pregame show, our Irie Insurance pregame show. We'll get our lineups, by the way, coming your way, brought to you. Our lineups brought to you by American Crystal Sugar. All that is coming up here as we continue on. Let's send it back over to PA here on YourLiveEvent.com.
restaurant corner where you'll find the convenience and security of apartment living with a peace of mind knowing the help you may need is in the same facility. When you or a loved one needs assistance with activities of daily living, choose Sanford Hillsboro Health Nursing. Along with their donations to HCD, Sanford is giving away free popcorn tonight for all fans. Sanford proudly supports HCD. Go Birds. We're going to do the national anthem first. This match will be played according to the rules of the Hillsboro High School Activities Association. Wrestlers are asked to be positive role models at the mat, and spectators are asked to cheer for your team and treat wrestlers, coaches, and officials with respect. Now we ask you rise, remove our headgear, and honor our flag as the national anthem is sung by Trevor Pilson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Another special thank you to Stars and Stripes Project founders Paul and Sheila Garai for the beautiful American flag display outside and inside here today. Let's meet tonight's lineups. At 106 pounds for the night, Caesar Cruz will take on 106 pounds Justin Burrell. 115 pounds, both teams will be open. At 120 pounds for the Knights, Jaden Hamilton will take on Burroughs, Carson, Zach. At 126 pounds for the Knights, Alex Caribou will take on Sawyer Owen. At 132 pounds for the Knights, Jackson Pekka will take on Burroughs, Adam Smith. 138 pounds for the Knights, Michael Norman will take on Xander Nobuo. 145 pounds for the Knights, Logan Shepard and the Pearls will be open. At 152 pounds, the Knights will be open. Pearls and John Gira. 160 pounds, the Knights again are open. Pearls and Christian Brisk. For the Knights, Alex Asanda. Christian Britt. 182 pounds. Isaiah Hernandez. The girls are open. 195 pounds. Sincere Haskins. Wilson. 220 pounds. For the Knights, Roberto Garza. The girls are open. 285 pounds. For the Knights, Daniel Suda.
And there you go. Those are our lineups here, brought to you by American Crystal Sugar. We'll have our first matches coming up next on YourLiveEvent.com.
Is a planning season for farmers, a time when your mind is on your fields. But the shorter days doesn't mean there's less work to be done. At Sis van der Hoef, we know that lower temps won't cool your passion for production. We're continually striving to develop sugar beet varieties that thrive despite the pressures from disease and the challenges of nature. Because sharing the farming success starts with sharing the passion to achieve it. Sis van der Hoef, a passion that grows.
Off the telephone knows we all like choices. You can choose to have communication and data services up to 1 gigabit over a wireless state-of-the-art fiber optic network. You can choose to have the same great services available from or country with local service and support. You can choose to have an individual service per bundle. You can choose to avoid certain promotional prices. You can choose unlimited data. The choice seems clear. Choose off the telephone. Broadband voice TV. 1-800.
Tonight's goalkeeping starting at 106 pounds.
And welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com. We are just about set to go. We will start at 106 pounds for this competition against Grand Forks Central. Caesar Cruz will get the start for Grand Forks Central. Justin Terrell will be on the mat for Hillsboro Central Valley, as both will check in at the scorers table as we are just about set to go here on YourLiveEvents.com. And here we go, things are underway. Coming into a shoot was Terrell. On top of him will be Cruz, and both wrestlers will come on their feet. It was Terrell who was aggressive there, but Cruz was able to sprawl out, stay their feet. Both wrestlers will tie up high at first period here at 106 pounds, and trying to get a turn is Cruz. Terrell will come back up to his feet. Going to shoot this time is Cruz from Grand Forks Central. He has the leg of Terrell, tries to get the double legs for the takedown, instead was able to bring him down to the mat. As Grand Forks Central will have the lead 2-0. Approaching a minute left to go in the first period here. High school wrestling for you on YourLiveEvent.com. Terrell to his base, now to his feet, trying to get free of the hands of Cruz. Caesar Cruz, the 8th grader from Grand Forks Central, getting the takedown here early on, as he will get him back down to the mat. Inside of a minute to go first period with the sit-out is Terrell. He will turn things around. Has not established himself free yet to get any sort of points, and will get away with the escape. We'll make it 2-1. So Terrell will turn around and pick up a point here with 45 seconds left in the first period. 106 pounds. We'll have open at 113. A couple open weight classes here throughout the evening between these two, as it looks like Terrell has a takedown. The officials saying they're going out of bounds, so I'm not seeing any points being awarded. And they'll be on their feet here to reset at the center of the mat. 36 seconds to go in the period. And coming in to shoot is Cruz, has control of Terrell. And another takedown comes for the Grand Forks Central 8th grader. That will make it 4-1. That is our score. 10 seconds left in the first period. Terrell will get to his feet, frees the hands, gets the point for the escape, and will make it 4-2. He will come to shoot. Sprawled out is Caesar Cruz, and tries to come around, runs out of time. First period in the books. 4-2 the score. So far looking at 113 to be open in both schools. As some time taken out there on the mat. Terrell getting an adjustment of the headgear as we have a little bit of a stoppage to get ready for period number 2. Did not see who has the decision as to what we'll do going into the second period. Terrell will be down. Cruz will be in control. Cruz comes to sit out, turns right around, and should get 2 for a reversal once he swings himself around here. And the official has not awarded him the points yet as Cruz comes in and grabs Terrell's leg. Terrell will walk him back around the mat. Cruz is hanging on to that leg. Terrell had a quick move out of that whistle as he is swinging himself around here, and Cruz is staying right with him. Now both to their feet. Terrell needs to get that one hand free to establish any points. He has not. And now we're going to get a point coming the way of Terrell. And they're going to have him neutral here to reset the final minute 22 of the second period. So 4-3 the score. Caesar Cruz from Grand Forks Central with the lead against Justin Terrell from Hillsboro Central Valley. First match of this duel, we'll have about, we have seven matches. The prelim matches will be wrestled after this competition. We'll have those for you here as well on yourliveevent.com. As we've 2 points coming for a takedown. Terrell just kind of rolled him down to the mat and brought the hips around, made it 5-4 the score, 56 seconds left to go in the period, and we'll have another stoppage out here on the mat. So that happened earlier before the period started, just the headgear coming in a little loose, so they're going to have to stop it, and now looking to grab another pair to get things going. Next Tuesday, these two teams will be in action, Hillsboro Central Valley will be in action coming up Tuesday against Central Cass. We'll have that right here on yourliveevent.com. And now set to resume here the final 50 seconds of the second period. Justin Terrell has his first lead at 5-4, now trying to score some back points against Cruz. He's trying to set the cradle against Cruz. Will come around the side. Cruz to his feet. Terrell trying to turn him. If he can get the elevation. Coming in tight on the head. And now we'll get the turn back points coming. Might get a fall coming here in the second period. Now turning the shoulder loose with Caesar Cruz, who has turned that inside shoulder in. Believe they were going to give 3 points. Yeah, they will give 3 points to Terrell. He'll have an 8-4 lead, 14 seconds in the period. He's going to try once again to get a turn. Two second, 1 second, and this second period is in the books. Justin Terrell will take a 8-4 lead into the final period. We'll be back with that coming up next on yourliveevent.com.
But the shorter days doesn't mean there's less work to be done. At Sis Vanderhart, we know that lower temps won't clean up pressures from disease and the challenges of nature. Because sharing the path of success starts with sharing the passion to achieve. Sis Vanderhart, passion like
And Terrell scoring a takedown coming out of that break to take a 10-4 lead. Now trying to get a turn against Caesar Cruz. And Cruz hanging on to his leg, keeping him from getting the drive. Now both wrestlers will roll through. Terrell is able to establish his control. Now trying to get a turn and frame the arm is Caesar Cruz. Cruz took the early lead. That was back in the first period. Second period is when Terrell really took over. He came into the second down a point. Now he leads by 6. 10-4 is the score. Final minute of the final period between these two teams. Trying to sit out is Cruz. Grand Forks Central has big competition coming away this weekend. Metro Wrestling Tournament coming up, a big one out there in Fargo. I believe it's South will be the school to host. point will be given to Terrell. Now leads 11-4. Is able to turn Cruz on his back. He's got some back points coming. Needs to tighten in if he wants to get the fall with 13 seconds left in the period. 3 more near fall points coming to make it 14-9. So they haven't officially been given yet, and now the final buzzer sounds. Justin Terrell will get the win. And the first points of the duel will go to Hillsboro Central Valley. They will have a 3-0 lead with that decision. So it's Terrell hanging on for the win. 113 will be open. So an open weight class coming up at 113. We'll get the wrestlers ready to go at 120. So it looks like a little bit of a break coming between these matches. Again, Military Appreciation Night out here in Hillsboro. Also a chance to honor some of the wrestlers who are part of this program.
113 pounds early open, as well as the knights.
So 113 open for both. They've just announced the open weight class for the two. And now we'll go to 120, which I believe is filled by both. It will be. So Carson Gazette will wrestle for Hillsboro Central Valley. Alex Carvol will wrestle for Grand Forks Central. This is 120 pounds. Again, last weight class, so 113 open for both. It was Justin Terrell taking the 106-pound weight class. Carvol goes to shoot. Holding him up will be Gazette. Gazette with control of the upper body. And Carson Gazette looking like he's going to get a takedown. Did not keep control through the mat, so both wrestlers will roll through. And actually, he will give him the quick point for the takedown. So it was a quick takedown. He gets 2. Carvol will get the point for the escape. Makes it 2-1. Not think he had established control through the mat. Carvol comes to shoot, will roll through, controls the upper body of Gazette. Gazette puts the leg inside, trying to sweep him back. He cannot. And trying to get in control of the head. Carvol looked like he's trying to get a throw. Instead, just continue to tie it up high. 40 seconds left in the first period between these two. It's 120 pounds. Got about 7 prelim matches to be wrestled after this one. Gazette looked to reach inside and grab the inside leg of Carvol. Could not. Will try again. He continues to sprawl back. And Gazette will bring him down, but the wrestlers will come out of bounds. Bottom corner of the mat. 21 seconds left in the first period. And looks like we're going to get some blood time. So they will step to the scorer's table. We'll step aside. Back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
Winter is a planning season for farmers, a time when your mind is on your fields. But the shorter days doesn't mean there's less work to be done. At Sis van der Hoef, we know that lower temps won't cool your passion for production. We're continually striving to develop sugar beet varieties that thrive despite the pressures from disease and the challenges of nature. Because sharing the pride of success starts with sharing the passion to achieve it. Sis van der Hoef, a passion that grows.
Halstead Telephone knows we all like choices. You can choose to have communication and data services up to 1 gigabit over a reliable state-of-the-art fiber optic network. And you can choose to have the same great services available town or country with local service and support. You can choose to have an individual service or bundle. You can choose to avoid tricky promotional pricing. You can choose unlimited data. The choice seems clear. Choose Halstead Telephone, broadband voice TV.
1-800-457-2125.
Don't be fooled by that beat-up old cap. Its faded crown represents the tireless work of America's farmers and ranchers. Its sturdy brim, their dedication to providing our nation with a safe.
And period number one closed out, a 4-1 advantage in favor of Gazette. Got that last takedown coming out of blood time. It was a quick end to the period. Now on to period number 2, 10 seconds in. It is Gazette on top, Carvino on the bottom for Grand Forks Central. 3-0 our dual score on our Tim Gazette's Golden Harvest Seed Sales scoreboard. Both wrestlers onto their feet. Gazette was able to keep control, held the cradle, didn't get any back points. Sitting out up to his base, Carvino. Gazette trying to turn him again with that cradle. Maybe coming a little tight on that inside shoulder, brings his weight around. Approaching a minute to go in the second period. Final minute to wrestle in this period. .45 seconds left in the second period, 120 pounds. It's Gazette trying to turn Alex Carvino from Grand Forks Central. .36 seconds left in the period. You can hear both sides relaying that back to their wrestlers. Carvino to his feet, brought back down to the mat by Gazette. Gazette steps in. Carvino got away but ran out of mat and comes out of bounds. And I think we're getting a discussion with Carvino from the official. Just discussing proper hand placement in the middle of the mat to start the period. I think it issued him a caution. Wrestlers come out of bounds again in the bottom part of the mat. .14 seconds left in the second period here at 1:20. Carvino was able to sit out, did not get away. Good job by Gazette to stick with him. Just kind of went under the arm and swung around back with him. Carvino to his feet. Gazette will bring him down here yet again. 2 seconds left, 1 second. Second period is over. 4-1 the lead for Carson Gazette. 113 was open for both. 106. Justin Terrell got the win. It was a decision against Caesar Cruz. 132, Jackson Pekka scheduled to go for Grand Forks Central. I believe we're going to see Adam Smith wrestle for Hillsboro Central Valley. Period number 3 underway, both wrestlers tying up. It's, I believe, we're at the point of the season now. We're talking about regional duels coming up, regional individual tournaments coming up, state wrestling right around the corner. Hillsboro Central Valley Tuesday night will be at Central Cass. We'll have that for you here on yourliveevent.com. No tournament this weekend for the Burros, but we will have coverage Saturday of the final day of the Storhawk Wrestling Invite. That will be held at Lisbon High School. Gazette looking to get a takedown. Carvino just hanging on for dear life, and the hands around the shoulders and the hips of Gazette. Carvino had some control. They're going to say Gazette was the one to maintain control through, and he'll get 2 more for the takedown. 6-1 his lead. .50 seconds left in the period. Near fall points come to Gazette, 8-1 his lead. And he will cut Carbonell loose, makes it 8-2. 39 seconds to go. Gazette comes to shoot. Carbonell comes back. "13 seconds left to wrestle here in the third period of 120 pounds. And they're going to hit someone with the stall. Carbonell will be hit with that stall. 7 seconds left in the period. Gazette comes to shoot, gets the low single leg. Will he have time to get points for a takedown? I think they will give it to him, so 10-2. He wins this one by decision. And that will make it 6-0 dual score. Gazette gets the win by a 10-2 decision. As we'll move on to 126. Both teams sending wrestlers to the table right now. Let us step aside. We'll be back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
Winter is a planning season for farmers, a time when your mind is on your fields. But the shorter days doesn't mean there's less work to be done. At Sis van der Hoef, we know that lower temps won't cool your passion for production. We're continually striving to develop sugar beet varieties that thrive despite the pressures from disease and the challenges of nature. Because sharing the pride of success starts with sharing the passion to achieve it. Sis van der Hoef, a passion that grows.
Halstead Telephone knows we all like choices. You can choose to have communication and data services up to 1 gigabit over a reliable state-of-the-art fiber optic network. And you can choose to have the same great services available town or country with local service and support. You can choose to have an individual service or bundle. You can choose to avoid tricky promotional pricing. You can choose unlimited data. The choice seems clear. Choose Halstead Telephone, broadband voice TV. 1-800-457-2125.
We are back on YourLiveEvent.com, and a fall coming here in this first period. Sawyer Owens gets a fall for the Burros. This comes in the first period, and that will make it 12-0, the lead for the Hillsboro Central Valley Burros as we move on to another weight class. 132 pounds. Jackson Pekka, the scheduled wrestler for Grand Forks Central. I believe the Burros have Adam Smith listed. So it's Adam Smith for the Burros, Jackson Pekka wrestling for Grand Forks Central. And coming in to shoot was Pekka. Smith's just sprawling out, and Pekka's going to drive him. Both wrestlers will come out of bounds. We apologize it's kind of minor issues with their broadcast, but we're getting things sorted out here as we continue on. Thanks for all those who are joining us on YourLiveEvent.com. 132 pounds here of this duel between Grand Forks Central as well as between Hillsboro Central Valley. Jackson Pekka coming to shoot. Sprawling, continuing to sprawl back is Adam Smith. And no tournament coming here this weekend for Hillsboro Central Valley. Got a chance to see some of these Borough wrestlers in action a few weeks ago at a good one. It was the Central Cass Letterman tournament out there in Castleton. Wrestlers return to reset center of the mat as we approach the 1 minute mark. 13-0 is the score of the duel. Hillsboro getting a win at 106. Justin Terrell picking up the victory. Then it was Carson Kazette getting a decision 10-2. Sawyer Owens the fall at 126, bringing us here to 132. As the shooting is Adam Smith, control of the leg of Jackson Pekka. And Smith looking like he'll have a takedown. He will. So Smith scores a takedown, has a 2-0 advantage. 25 seconds here to try to rack up some back points or end it now. Getting a good turn. Trying to drive that knee into the shoulder of Pekka to pin him down to that mat. We can see the official racking up the back points. Now stepping over and trying to drive him down to the mat is Smith. And 3 points coming on the near fall. Should make it a 5-2 score going into the second period here at 132. There's Adam Smith down. Up top will be Jackson Pekka, and he will concede a point. So he tells the official he wants him neutral. They will be neutral. That makes it 6-0. Minute 38 left in our period 2. Pekka going, trying to get the double leg, and it's Smith really just working the upper body. Both wrestlers releasing contact. Wrestlers on their feet. They go to the center of the mat. And a takedown comes for Smith. Bought his time, came in, and he brought down Jackson Pekka to make it a 8-0 score. 45 seconds left in the second period. Smith trying to get a big turn here. Official coming in close. Pekka holding his hips. I think it's kind of the big holdout that's preventing him from on his back. Now an adjustment and a fall. Smith gets a fall here and to close out the period. Second period. Adam Smith makes it 19-0. We'll take a quick break. Back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
Winter is a planning season for farmers, a time when your mind is on your fields. But the shorter days doesn't mean there's less work to be done. At Sis van der Hoef, we know that lower temps won't cool your passion for production. We're continually striving to develop sugar beet varieties that thrive despite the pressures from disease and the challenges of nature. Because sharing the pride of success starts with sharing the passion to achieve it. Sis van der Hoef, a passion that grows.
Halstead Telephone knows we all like choices. You can choose to have communication and data services up to 1 gigabit over a reliable state-of-the-art fiber optic network. And you can choose to have the same great services available town or country with local service and support. You can choose to have an individual service or bundle. You can choose to avoid tricky promotional pricing. You can choose unlimited data. The choice seems clear. Choose Halstead Telephone, broadband voice TV. 1-800-457-2125.
Back on YourLiveEvent.com, and it is Mike Norman wrestling for Grand Forks Central, Xander Dovenmiller Mueller wrestling for Hillsboro Central Valley. It is Norman who has the lead, got the takedown here, leads 2-0. Grand Forks Central has not taken a weight class yet here in this competition. 19-0 is the score. Dovenmiller to his feet, controlling the hips, is Norman, and Norman gets him right back down to the mat. Michael Norman, a freshman. Dovenmiller comes around, Norman will stay with him. Military Appreciation Night out here tonight at the Event Center. So a nice little recognition of those who served before the matchup, as well as recognition of these wrestlers who are wrestling at home tonight. And Tuesday night will be a matchup out in Central Cass. Norman got that takedown, has just not been able to turn that into back points for Grand Forks Central. 15 seconds left in the first period. Dovenmiller to his base. And Norman will work the legs inside and takes away his ability to drive forward. 5 seconds left to go in the first period. And the period comes to an end. 2-0 in the lead for Grand Forks Central, Michael Norman. I believe Norman had the decision. He's going to go down. Dovenmiller will be up. 2 minutes up on the scoreboard. And we'll have prelims coming up here, 7 of them after varsity action is done. Reversal points coming right away for Norman. His lead at 4-0. Grand Forks Central had one brief lead. Caesar Cruz had the lead at 106. That was against Justin Terrell. Otherwise, it's really been the Burrows who have taken leads right out of the gate. 4-0 the lead, though, right now for Michael Norman. 145, Logan Shepard is listed next for Grand Forks Central. Looks to be an open weight class for Hillsboro Central Valley, as is 152. Norman getting back points against Dovenmiller. Shoulder all the way, not all the way down to the mat. Dovenmiller turns through it just a little bit. And 3 points, 3 back points coming. And we're going to get an illegal hold, a potentially dangerous coming, and a point will come the way of Dovenmiller with 25 seconds. 25 seconds left to go here this period. Period number 2. "17 seconds left in the period." Again, we're at 138 pounds. Final 2 seconds of the period. That one will come to an end. Michael Norman from Grand Forks Central will take a 7-1 advantage into the third period at 138 pounds.
Neutral position coming as Dovin Mueller needs to make up some points. Down 7-1. It's Norman with the lead, who's the aggressor, gets both legs. 2 more on a takedown, 9-1 his lead. He's controlling the wrist of Dovin Mueller, is going to tuck it inside, trying to set up some pinning combination here with 1:25 to go. 19-0, the dual score lead for Hillsboro Central Valley, but a win here for Michael Norman, and then what is listed as what is going to be back-to-back open weight classes, 145 and 152, would put Grand Forks Central right back in the mix to get the dual win. Stepping over the shoulder of Dovin Mueller is Norman, has it down, has some extension. Dovin Mueller just fighting with those legs to keep that shoulder off the mat. 50 seconds to go, and we're going to get a fall. So a fall in the third period comes from Michael Norman, makes it 19-6. And I believe as scheduled back-to-back open weight classes. At least that was what was listed. Now we're seeing some movement come from the side. Movement come from the side of Hillsboro.
Both teams will be open at 145 pounds. We'll move to 152 pounds. At 152 pounds, for the girls, John Girai.
So we'll go to 152. That weight class was open at 152.
For the Knights, Logan Shepard.
Logan Shepard will wrestle for Grand Forks Central. John Garai will wrestle for Hillsboro Central Valley. So 152 pounds underway. So they will not have those back-to-back open weight classes. And Garai is going to have a takedown. Actually, he has not established the control. Now he does. Garai gets the 2 points. 2-0 the score. Garai trying to work some sort of a pinning combination on Logan Shepard. Now brings him back. Shepard rolls through. Garai will get no points. 45 seconds left in the period. Pins the hand of Shepard back behind him. Garai has 25 seconds to work with here in the first period, trying to add to that 2-0 lead. And dual score 19-6 in favor of the Burros. Neither of these two teams, again, this is Class A JV wrestlers coming down from Grand Forks Central, a few varsity wrestlers sprinkled in, and then Class B Hillsboro Central Valley. So in terms of what that does for you seating-wise, standing-wise, not a lot on the line for these two, but they want to get matches for their wrestlers as the first period ends. And the decision will go to Garai. He'll be down here to begin period 2 for the Burros. So what you're looking at is getting wrestlers mat time with just so much postseason wrestling coming around the way. Garai comes up, dropping levels is Shepard. And Garai will reach around, grabs his ankle. Garai to his feet. Nice sweep comes from Shepard. Brings him right back down to the mat. Minute 20 to go, second period. Garai is up. Shepard right back behind him. He sits out. Shepard tried to bring Garai's momentum down to the mat. Garai sensed it quickly as he's now rolled back down to his stomach. Minute left here in the second period. Garai comes around, nice reversal, ties it up at 2. Adds to his lead, makes it 4-0. Came around, got the head free, will pick up some points. Now trying to set a combination in on Shepard. Was working Shepard's lower body, has now shifted upwards and now comes around on the legs. 27 seconds left in the second period. Gets a turn on Shepard. If he can bring that shoulder in, could be trouble for the Grand Forks Central wrestler, and it's a fall. Garai gets the fall here in the second period, gets the win. 25-9 the score on the Tim Gazette seat sales scoreboard in favor of Hillsboro Central Valley. And that will bring us up to 160. Listed as open for Grand Forks Central. We'll see who they send out. Briss was listed for Hillsboro. Carter Iverson was the one who went out and took the open weight class. So Iverson took the open weight class at 160 on to 170. So now we'll see Briss wrestle for Hillsboro Central Valley. Alex Osande will wrestle for Grand Forks Central. (31-6), by the way, our dual score on the open weight class points that came in. And Lasande gets the takedown for Grand Forks Central. 2-0 his lead. Minute 13 in county left in the first period. I believe when we get up to the bigger weight classes, we might see some openings coming as well. And they're going to call a stalemate. They'll reset back to the center of the mat. Final minute here of the first period. Asande from Grand Forks Central with the lead over Briss from Hillsboro Central Valley. Briss to his feet. Lasande brings him down. Briss stays on his base, and a warning comes in the way of Lasande. Briss to his feet. Lasande stays back behind him, extends the arm. Briss comes around, thought he was going to be free. Lasande right back down to the mat. .25 seconds left in the first period. And they're going to get a stalling Lasande hit with the stalling, so Brist will get a point. 2-1 the score. 15 seconds left in the first period. Brist to his feet. Lasande yet again brings him down to the mat. 7 seconds left in the first period. And we're going to get some injury time coming here. We'll step aside, back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
Winter is a planning season for farmers, a time when your mind is on your fields. But the shorter days doesn't mean there's less work to be done. At Sis van der Hoef, we know that lower temps won't cool your passion for production. We're continually striving to develop sugar beet varieties that thrive despite the pressures from disease and the challenges of nature. Because sharing the pride of success starts with sharing the passion to achieve it. Sis van der Hoef, a passion that grows.
Halstead Telephone knows we all like choices. You can choose to have communication and data services up to 1 gigabit over a reliable state-of-the-art fiber optic network. And you can choose to have the same great services available town or country with local service and support. You can choose to have an individual service or bundle. You can choose to avoid tricky promotional pricing. You can choose unlimited data. The choice seems clear. Choose Halstead Telephone, broadband voice TV. 1-800-457-2125.
Don't be fooled by that beat-up old cap. Its faded crown represents...
And the period comes to an end. We had a stoppage for injury time, but we're able to continue on. Brist back out there wrestling. Lasande on top to begin the second period. Brist at his base. 2-1 the score. That point coming after a caution was issued to Lasande. Brist sat out again. Lasande worked him back down to the mat. Really riding out Brist here in this period. 2-on-1 on the inside wrist. Brist sits out. Lasande will stay back behind him again. And Brist will get another point. So Lasande has surrendered 2, now 3 points. As now that it's tied at 2, he's just going to cut him loose at his feet. So both wrestlers on their feet. 50 seconds left in the second period. Again, we are at 170 pounds. Brist has the leg of Lasande. Lasande will come inside. Both wrestlers are walked out of the circle. Brist listed at 152, wrestling here tonight at 170. Five seconds left. Coming in to shoot, Brist. And he will get 2 points for the takedown as the period expires. His lead at 5-2. Third period begins. Brist on top, trying to roll through Lasande. And I think they're going to hit Lasande with a stall. Lasande took the first lead. He led 2-0. He surrendered 3 points. was warned twice and then gave up a point. He had cut Brist loose. Brist was able to get that takedown in the closing seconds of the last period. That's what pushed him in front 5-2. Brist looking to get a turn on Lasande. Some back points coming. Driving in on that shoulder. Trying yet again, has him down and a fall. So a come from behind win ends with the fall. Christian Brist gets the win at 170 pounds. So a win at a fall makes the dual score 37-6. And now discussion about points coming at the scorers table right now. You want to change I think the official dual scoreboard.
At 182 pounds, Hillsboro is Jack Matson.
And we are up to 182 pounds. Jack Matson wrestling for Hillsboro Central Valley. Isaac Hernandez wrestling for Grand Forks Central. Scoreboard reads dual score 31-5. Matson gets the takedown, a 2-0 lead coming for him at 182. And a point will come the way of Hernandez. Now a 2-1 score. Approaching the final minute here at 182 pounds. And both teams trying to avoid any open weight classes they can to get some mat time, as to his feet or through for the escape is Hernandez. That is 2-2 now tied up. Takedown comes for Hernandez. 4-2 the lead, 17 seconds left in the first period. And Hernandez getting a turn of Matson, but the period expires. He will get two more on the near fall to take a 6-2 lead into the second period. Hernandez is up, Matson hanging on to the wrist. Now the leg, gets him back down. Controlling of that leg will change levels to the hips. Hands Hernandez down on his stomach, goes with the crossface. Madsen controlling the front of Isaiah Hernandez. Hernandez comes behind the knees, now has both. Minute 15 and counting left in the second period. .50 seconds left in the second period. Control of the upper body right now for Madsen. Turned a little too strongly over Hernandez. Gets no back points. We'll try the approach from the other side. .27 seconds left in the second period. And the wrestlers will come out. And looks like we'll have some time taken at the scores table. We'll step aside, back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
Winter is a planning season for farmers, a time when your mind is on your fields. But the shorter days doesn't mean there's less work to be done. At Sis van der Hoef, we know that lower temps won't cool your passion for production. We're continually striving to develop sugar beet varieties that thrive despite the pressures from disease and the challenges of nature. Because sharing the pride of success starts with sharing the passion to achieve it. Sis van der Hoef, a passion that grows.
And some quick blood time taken here as we have 18 seconds left in the second period here at 182 pounds. Isaiah Hernandez trying to get to his feet. Jack Madsen sticking with him. And the buzzer will sound. We'll move on to the third period here at 182 pounds. 31-5 the score in favor of Hillsboro Central Valley. Hernandez leads 6-2. Hernandez from Grand Forks Central leading Jack Madsen 6-2. Inside the final 2 minutes here of the third period. Madsen on top, Hernandez down. Hernandez came up. Madsen gets him back down. Madsen grabs the inside wrist of Hernandez. Hernandez is able to get the hand free. Madsen will tuck it inside. Tries to come around for a pinning combination. He's got some points to make up here, down 6-4 as Madsen approaching the final minute to wrestle at 182 pounds. Madsen rolls through, puts Hernandez in a position to try to get a reversal. Madsen wants to get him back down to the mat. Instead, it'll be Hernandez who gets the reversal. 8-2 his lead. He gets a reversal and immediately gets it into back points. Hernandez not in the greatest position to drive back against Madsen. 25 seconds left to wrestle. Now it's a fall. So Isaiah Hernandez gets the win via fall. That comes here at 182 pounds, 195. Originally listed as open. We'll have a wrestler at the table for Hillsboro Central Valley. So it's Sincere Haskins for Grand Forks Central. He will wrestle against Barrett Wilson from Hillsboro Central Valley at 195 pounds. We did get an official update of the dual score. I had it listed at 37-6, but did not see that change come on the official scoreboard. Now it's been updated. So 37-11 the score. Hillsboro Central Valley with the lead. And they'll be off this weekend wrestling on Tuesday against the Central Cass Squirrels. That will be out in Castleton. We'll have it here on yourliveevent.com, but if you need to get your wrestling fix over the weekend, we'll have coverage of the final day of the Storehog Wrestling Invites, which begins tomorrow night, but we'll have final day coverage coming your way live from Lisbon on Saturday. Barrett Wilson will be awarded a point from the official, has a 1-0 lead as we approach the final minute here of the first period. Wilson ties up against Hoskins, comes in, grabs the leg. Hoskins was working him towards the mat. They are back to their feet. Both wrestlers will come out of the circle. 48 seconds left in the first period. Hoskins drops down, sets up to shoot, goes for the double leg. Wilson keeps control, will come around, grab the ankle. Elevation comes from Sincere Hoskins, gets Willison down and gets the takedown. His lead 2-1, short-lived. Now a 3-2 advantage. So Wilson with the lead 3-2 here at 195 pounds, and the first period ends. Wilson will be on top. Hoskins will be down to start the second period, and right away Wilson goes for a big turn, and Hoskins will roll right through it. Wilson will come in a 2-on-1 on the wrist inside of Hoskins. Hoskins to his feet. Comes around, gets the escape. We'll make it 3-2. We did have a change of that scoring. They gave one extra point to close out the period of Williston, so it was 2-2. Now 3-2 in favor of Sincere Haskins from Grand Forks Central. And the wrestlers out of the circle. Hoskins looked like he had a takedown, but was out of bounds, so neutral position here to reset this second period. Believe this will be the last of the duel, with 220 and 285 listed as open weight classes. We'll have some prelims coming your way after this. And Willison a takedown. He's back on top 4-3. 27 seconds left in the second period. 13 seconds left in the period, 195 pounds. And believe it's going to be Hoskins who's tagged up with the stalling. So Willison gets a point. 5-3 his lead. And the period ends. We'll go on to period number 3. So they're going to re-wrestle that 5 seconds of the period because the official reset him at neutral, but it's actually Hoskins who was supposed to be down. So Hoskins comes up, and Wilson will work him back down to the mat. Barrett Wilson will be down to begin the period. He'll choose to be down. That 5 seconds so important because that's an opportunity for Sincere Haskins to come out, get the escape, make it 5-4, maybe get a quick reversal, tie it up. Willison was on his feet, knows he just needs to avoid surrendering points and cushion his lead. He gets the escape, goes right at it aggressively, goes for the double leg. Haskins sprawls out. Willison controls the leg. Final 90 seconds here of the third period at 195 pounds. Did Wilson get the takedown? The official will say no. And we're going to get some injury time. We'll step aside. Back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
Winter is a planning season for farmers, a time when your mind is on your fields. But the shorter days doesn't mean there's less work to be done. At Sis van der Hoef, we know that lower temps won't cool your passion for production. We're continually striving to develop sugar beet varieties that thrive despite the pressures from disease and the challenges of nature. Because sharing the pride of success starts with sharing the passion to achieve it. Sis van der Hoef, a passion that grows.
Halstead Telephone knows we all like choices. You can choose to have communication and data services up to 1 gigabit over a reliable state-of-the-art fiber optic network. And you can choose to have the same great services available town or country with local service and support. You can choose to have an individual service or bundle. You can choose to avoid tricky promotional pricing. You can choose unlimited data. The choice seems clear. Choose Halstead Telephone, broadband voice TV. 1-800-457-2125.
Don't be fooled by that beat-up old cap. Its faded crown represents the tireless work of America's farmers and ranchers. Its sturdy brim, their dedication to providing our nation with a safe, affordable food source. From sunup to sundown, they're turning quarters into the dollars that drive our rural economy. So we'd like to tip our hat to them.
Winter is a planning season for farmers, time when your mind is on your fields. But the shorter days doesn't mean there's less work to be done. At Sis van der Hoef, we know that lower temps.
He'll look to fire deep and
we are back here, 45 seconds left in the third period.
Halstead Telephone Company.
195 pounds,
R&J
6-3 in favor of Barrett Willison. I think that 6-4 point coming for the escape. Willison with the single leg, tries to bring down Hoskins. Sincere Hoskins wrestling for Grand Forks Central. Barrett Willison from Hillsboro Central Valley. And we are tied at 6. Hoskins gets the takedown, 3 seconds left, tries to sit down Willison. He could not, will go to the extra period. So we have an extra period coming here, 6-6 the score. Hoskins comes back from behind, tries to get the leg of Willison. Willison just sidesteps him. Hoskins goes for the single leg. 40 seconds left here of this extra period. And we'll get a stalemate. And coming around, getting 2 on the takedown. Sincere Hoskins gets the win. Sincere Hoskins gets the win. Makes it 37-14 dual score. I believe we do have open weight classes coming up. So open at 220. Roberto Garza gets the win. Daniel Suda will take the open weight class.
We do have some exhibition matches here to follow the duel.
So 37-26 will be the final of the duel. We will have exhibition matches now coming up. So our first one will be 106 pounds. Caesar Cruz, who's already wrestled, will wrestle Ethan Drake. So the dual portion is over, 37-26, the final, a victory for Hillsboro Central Valley. Now we go on to the exhibition matches, and Cruz gets a takedown against Drake. Cruz looking for the quick victory. He has the lead here, 2-0. Near fall points awarded to him as well, 5-0 his lead. And a fall comes here in the exhibition. It's Caesar Cruz who will pick up the victory.
Winner by fall for the night, Caesar Cruz. Our second exhibition match.
So Cruz gets the win via fall. Miles McNamara will wrestle for Hillsboro Central Valley. Alex Caraval will be his opponent. Caraval for Grand Forks Central, McNamara for Hillsboro Central Valley. And the exhibition side of tonight's competition. And Caraval gets the takedown, a 2-0 lead. Caraval trying to get the turn against McNamara. And a fall. So Caraval gets a win via fall. So we're through 2 of our 7 exhibition matches. Logan Shepard next for Grand Forks Central. Braden Chenault for for Hillsboro Central Valley. So Chenault for Hillsboro Central Valley, Shepard for Grand Forks Central. And Chenault with control of the upper body of Shepard. And the clock had not started for the first period, so the official stopping the match wants to run off some time. I believe they'll probably take 30 seconds off. So minute 35. That is what's left here in the first period. Chenault looked like he was going to drive on that single leg takedown. Shepard was able to stay on his feet. .55 seconds left in the first period. And it is Shepard who comes around for the takedown for Grand Forks Central. .20 seconds left to go here in the first period. Chenault was up to his feet. Shepard will get him back down to the mat. 7 seconds left in the first period. And Chenault to his feet, but time will come to an end. Chenault down, Shepard on top for Grand Forks Central. Second period begins. Shepard quickly able to break him down. Chenault trying to work himself up to his base. And looking at the exhibition side here of our night, with the dual score going in favor of Hillsboro Central Valley, 37-26. Final on the Tim Cassette Golden Harvest Seed Sales scoreboard. Shepard tried to get a leg around, and it created a little bit of an opening for Chenault, but he just wasn't able to capitalize and get to his feet. And I believe Chenault's going to be hit with a stall. Inside of a minute now to go here, second period. Still no score. Braden Chenault from Hillsboro Central Valley against Logan Shepard. Shepard on top here. That is how he started the period, as we went scoreless at the end of one. Shepard trying to work his shoulder inside. He will get him over. And on his back, and Shepard wins with the fall. So the first three of the exhibition matches have gone to Grand Forks Central. So Logan Shepard wins with the fall.
Our next match for the Burros will be Max Bachmus. He will face Caesar Cruz.
Caesar Cruz will wrestle yet again. He'll face Max Bachnis from Hillsboro Central Valley. Bachnis ready to go, waiting for Cruz to make his way to check into this matchup. Burros won't wrestle again until Tuesday night. It will be a matchup against the Central Cass Squirrels. We'll have it for you here on yourliveevent.com. And Cruz comes around. We'll get Bachnis down. Cruz 2-0 lead. Cruz suffered a loss in the duel. Justin Terrell got the win in the duel. That was a 11-9 decision. Cruz almost came back to win that one. And then Cruz won here on the exhibition side, defeating Ethan Drake. So he's wrestling for the second time on the exhibition matches. And he will get Bachnis back down. Approaching the final minute here of the first period. .45 seconds left. Bachnis to his feet. Cruz has him back down. Bachnis gets the leg out. Cruz works back down the upper body. 30 seconds left to go here in the first period. And a fall comes. Cruz will win. Defeats Max Bachnis via the fall. And Cade Mueller will wrestle next for Hillsboro Central Valley.
Our next match for tonight will be for the Burros, Cade Mueller, and for the Knights, Alex Carabao.
Mueller for Hillsboro Central Valley. Carabao will wrestle for Grand Forks Central. Again, these are our exhibition matches on the night. And going to shoot was Mueller. Carabao comes around him, brings him down for a 2-point takedown. Carabao has a Nelson in on Mueller. Mueller rolled through it. Carabao is going to change sides and try to drive him the other way. Three points on the near fall. Carabao will extend his lead to 5-0. Carabao getting some extension on that wrist of Mueller. And a fall comes. Carabao gets the win.
Winner by fall for the Knights, Alex Carabao.
So 5 of the 7 exhibition matches we saw have gone in favor of Grand Forks Central.
For the Burros, Casey Kittleson. For the Knights, Caesar Cruz.
And we'll have Caesar Cruz going one more time, and they just announced this one will be the final. He'll wrestle Casey Kittleson. And Cruz going to shoot on Kittleson. Kittleson kind of sidestepped him a little bit there and tried to get him down on the mat. Kittleson, nice job rolling through Cruz, and they'll both come out of bounds. Minute and a half left in the first period. Final exhibition match. A dual score again on the Golden Harvest Timcast Seed Sales scoreboard. 37-26 in favor of the Burros. And a takedown comes for Cruz. And he is picking up some near fall points against Kittleson. Two more on the near fall makes it 4-0. Now we're going to get a potentially dangerous, and a point comes the way of Kittleson, makes it 4-1. .55 seconds left in the first period. Again, our final of the exhibition. We'll have more wrestling. We'll have wrestling coming up this weekend on your live event. Hillsboro not participating, but we'll have coverage of the final day of that Storehog invite at Lisbon High School. And then coming up Tuesday, we'll have the Burros wrestling team. They'll be on the road. I'll be out there at Castleton. They'll take on Central Cass. Of course, you can always see that full schedule at yourliveevent.com. Cruz leads 4-1 for Grand Forks Central. Kittleson up on his base. Cruz tries to turn him. 10 seconds left in the first period. And the first period's in the books. And it'll be both wrestlers up to start the second period. A 4-1 lead for Cesar Cruz. And another takedown for Cruz. 6-1 his lead. Kittleson to his feet. Cruz back down to the mat. Cruz wrestling for the third time here in these exhibition matches. Won both via fall. And stalling comes on red, so another point for Kittleson. Final minute here of the second period. Cruz trying to get a turn against Kittleson. He will. Kittleson is able to bridge himself out to avoid the fall. Cruz is going to readjust a little bit. Try to work that shoulder down to the mat. We'll get him down, and there will be a fall, so Cruz will win the final exhibition match. So that will be the final of the exhibition matches. We'll have our post-game show coming up next on yourliveevent.com.
Winter is a planning season for farmers, a time when your mind is on your fields. But the shorter days doesn't mean there's less work to be done. At Sis van der Haaf, we know that lower temps won't cool your passion for production. We're continually striving to develop sugar beet varieties that thrive despite the pressures from disease and the challenges of nature. Because
Don't be fooled by that beat-up old cap. Its faded crown
The Hillsboro and
The story is told that the lumber yard in Hillsboro has been continuously operating on this same location since 1881. That means that although it has changed its name, appearance, and ownership a few times, we've been in business for 140 years. Proudly part of the Hillsboro community as one of the original businesses founded on serving our neighbors. And wouldn't you know, that business model still works after all this time. With a focus on customer service, Hillsboro Lumber welcomes you.
Today's sponsorship is provided in part by Anderson Cutting Horses, Roger and Connie Anderson. They wish all boroughs the best in academics, athletics, and extracurricular activities this school year. Roger and Connie Anderson of Anderson Cutting Horses are proud to have the students of Hillsboro and Central Valley represent our communities. Good luck, boroughs, in all that you do. From Roger and Connie Anderson, Anderson Cutting Horses.
You may know that Big Tex Trailers already offers you industry-leading features like mega ramps, HD suspension, and the all-new hydraulic dovetail. Every time you hook on, know that your Big Tex is up for the job. See Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro to find out what owning a Big Tex can do for you. Shop the full line of Big Tex products from ATV trailers to goosenecks to dump trailers and more. Visit your Big Tex dealer, Bloomfield Enterprises, Hillsboro. Contact him at 701-430-0877.
For all your flooring needs, look no further than Carlson Customs Incorporated. From tile, Cortex, and laminate flooring, waterproof floors, shower tiles, and carpet, you are sure to find what you need to update or create the perfect feel in your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Carlson Customs Incorporated. Call Todd at 218-531-0176.
As your community-owned utility, we always power through challenges. And in the face of any challenge, the City of Hillsboro remains unwavering in our commitment to you. We power both your life and work, whether that means hot cocoa with the family in the morning or a hot deadline at work that leaves the lights on a little longer at night. We're here with safe, reliable, clean energy. The City of Hillsboro, empowering our community.
The American farmer has been adapting to challenges in the field for generations. Columbia Grain and Agronomy is here to help on every acre with the highest quality products and expert local service. Contact the Agronomy Centers in Climax at 218-857-2165 or our villa at 701-343-6273. Columbia Grain and Agronomy, committed to cultivating growth through a diverse mix of products and expert knowledge. Contact them today and make the most of every acre. Call Climax at 218-857-2165 or our villa at 701-343-6273.
Well, welcome back here. Our coverage of Hillsboro Central Valley Burros Wrestling as they get the win tonight here against Grand Forks Central, 37-26. The Burros picking up the victory tonight, and they will have the weekend off. Back to action on Tuesday. They'll take on the Central Cass Squirrels in Castleton, a match we'll have for you on yourliveevent.com, but no weekend tournament for this Burros wrestling team. We will have some weekend wrestling, though, coming live from the Storog Invite at Lisbon High School. We'll have the final day coverage coming your way here on yourliveevent.com. Let's step aside. We'll be back with more.
winter is a planning season for farmers, a time when your mind is on your fields. But the shorter days doesn't mean there's less work to be done. At Sis van der Hoef, we know that lower temps won't cool your passion for production. We're continually striving to develop sugar beet varieties that thrive despite the pressures from disease and the challenges of nature. Because sharing the pride of success starts with sharing the passion to achieve it. Sis van der Hoef, a passion that grows.
Halstead Telephone knows we all like choices. You can choose to have communication and data services up to 1 gigabit over a reliable state-of-the-art fiber optic network. And you can choose to have the same great services available town or country with local service and support. You can choose to have an individual service or bundle. You can choose to avoid tricky promotional pricing. You can choose unlimited data. The choice seems clear. Choose Halstead Telephone, broadband voice TV. 1-800-457-2125.
Don't be fooled by that beat-up old cap. Its faded crown represents the tireless work of America's farmers and ranchers. Its sturdy brim, their dedication to providing our nation with a safe, affordable food source. From sunup to sundown, they're turning quarters into the dollars that drive our rural economy. So we'd like to tip our hat to them. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting those that protect America's food source.
The Hillsboro and Central Valley School Districts share this message to all community members about building assets in your community. Hi, this is Hayden Allen. Young people grow strong through positive relationships with adults. It only takes a small investment of time to truly make a difference in a young person's life. You can help build up a young person by taking just a minute to give them words of encouragement and advice, making them feel the true impact they have in the community. A message provided by everyone at Hillsboro and Central Valley School District.
Get the dairy products, non-dairy products, frozen seafood, meat items, and more delivered to your door from Teak, the Udder Guy at Hillsboro Dairy. Call 701-436-5877. He will bring it right to your door. Hillsboro, Grandin, Purley, Hendrum, Borup, Ada, Climax, Shelley, Lockhart. East of Ada to the Twin Valley addresses and around the area. Hillsboro Dairy delivering right to your door. 701-436-5877. The story is told that the lumber yard in Hillsboro has been continuously operating on this same location since 1881. That means that although it has changed its name, appearance, and ownership a few times, we've been in business for 140 years. Proudly part of the Hillsboro community as one of the original businesses founded on serving our neighbors. And wouldn't you know, that business model still works after all this time. With a focus on customer service, Hillsboro Lumber welcomes you.
Today's sponsorship is provided in part by Anderson Cutting Horses, Roger and Connie Anderson. They wish all boroughs the best in academics, athletics, and extracurricular activities this school year. Roger and Connie Anderson of Anderson Cutting Horses are proud to have the students of Hillsboro and Central Valley represent our communities. Good luck, boroughs, in all that you do.
Winter is a planning season for farmers, a time when your mind is on your fields. But the shorter days doesn't mean there's less work to be done. At Sis van der Hoef, we know that lower temps won't cool your passion for production. We're continually striving to develop sugar beet varieties that thrive despite the pressures from disease and the challenges of nature. Because sharing the pride of success starts with sharing the passion to achieve it. Sis van der Hoef, a passion that grows.
Halstead Telephone.
And welcome back one last time here on YourLiveEvent.com. Our final, Hillsboro Central Valley, the win over Grand Forks Central, 37-26. The Burros not in action this weekend. Will be wrestling next Tuesday. That will be against the Central Cass Squirrels. We'll have it for you here on YourLiveEvent.com. That will do it for our broadcast here tonight. Joel Morgan, remind you once again our final score: Hillsboro Central Valley 37, Grand Forks Central 26. You've been watching high school wrestling on YourLiveEvent.com.